What's happening, Creek Nation? It's Coach Abell here for your weekly updates. Week one of the official 2020 season finally here. Let's just make sure everything goes right so we can see this thing through and so that our boys can have the season that they deserve, okay? Let's first talk about some post-game thoughts. First thing I got to say is I really appreciate everybody being patient and understanding. I love the fact that a bunch of you guys wanted to watch your kids so badly that you guys were over there at the swing set. A lot of people do, I guess, desperate time call for desperate measures. I saw somebody was trying to climb the swing over there. I love it. I love it. Hopefully everyone's safe and you didn't get hurt. But I do appreciate it. I know it's tough to be told that you can't come watch your son play in a scrimmage game, but it was a practice, and that's what it was for us. That's what we treated it like. Yes, we got to play against someone else, and yes, there were some officials that came in there, so it was a little bit more formal. It was more official. But truthfully, I mean this with 100% sincerity when I tell you that what happened between the white lines was actually not even the top priority for us. It was what was happening outside of the white lines. It was what was making, what were we doing to make sure that we were following protocol? And we definitely have to dress some things up and correct some things, but that's why Saturday was what it was. It's a practice. So I will tell you that we received several compliments about how we did things on Saturday. We received compliments from the referees, from Butler's people and Butler's AD. Miss Nicole had several people who saw some pictures of our scrimmage on Twitter that reached out to her and was like, man, you guys did a great job. And that's what it's about, man. We cannot we cannot forget that what's going on around us. We can't forget that there's a worldwide pandemic that very well could cut out our season. Okay. And so Saturday, we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. Yes, the scoreboard read a certain score, and that's great, but it really doesn't matter. We saw our kids compete. We followed protocol. We had guys putting on their masks when they came off the sideline. We had guys standing on their X's. We had guys using their own water buggies. It was great. Okay, and that's what needs to happen. I've said before, I'll say it again. Fern Creek High School is not going to be the reason why football is not played this season. Okay, so we do appreciate that, and I very much recognize the sacrifice that you guys had to make just so we could try to figure this whole thing out. Okay, let's talk about our schedule for the upcoming days. This week is pretty basic. We're Monday through Thursday from 6 to 8 o'clock. That's the same thing as was last week. However, Friday, with it being our first game, we were asking guys to be there at 5:30 so we can get them fed. We can take care of all their uniform and equipment needs, and we can do all the things that we normally do for pregame stuff. But we want them there by 5:30, no later than that way Miss Nicole can scan everybody in, and then she can start doing the things she has to do for pregame prep. Next week is when things get a little screwy. We're still going to keep practice time at the same 6 to 8 mark, even though we are losing a little bit more daylight next week. But Monday is our first official Froshmore game. Also excited for that. I love watching these young guys play. It's great, especially that's their Friday night if they're a freshman or sophomore. So we're asking those guys to arrive by 5:30. We're asking varsity to arrive by 6 o'clock. So there'd be two separate staggered arrival times just to make sure that we've got everything done that we need to do so we can prep for that game. Okay. It will be at home. The Froshmore game is at home. But I'll give you some more information about that as we get a little bit closer. Okay. And then the rest of next week is relatively similar, Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 8 o'clock. And then Friday is going to be a little screwy because it's our first time traveling this season. The game is going to be at Eastern, and this can get a little bit weird, and we're going to have to really navigate this. We are one of the few programs in the city that not only do we have more than 60 guys, but we're going to have 60 plus that we want to be able to take the games. We're only going to be able to take 60, but we have to figure that out and navigate it, okay? So be patient with me, and I'll figure out what the arrival time will be next week. It won't be before 5. I can promise you that. I'm aiming to keep it consistent with a 5:30 arrival time, giving us 2 hours to take care of business and get to where we need to go, in a safe fashion. Okay. All right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes here. Fan protocol. This is what can shut us down. Okay. I'll just be honest with you guys. For the most part, everything that I'm hearing around the district is that coaches and players and ADs are doing things okay. They're doing things pretty good. We are obviously trying to figure this out. We haven't been perfect, but we've improved. Our guys are getting accustomed to this mask. I can always tell by the number of times I hear Miss Nicole yelling at people. And over the last 2 weeks, though, that number of times per day is drastically decreased, which means guys are doing these things the right way. Now we got to make sure that we as parents and fans and family members do these things the right way. So please understand this is going to be posted throughout the entire facility out there at the stadium. Um, we have to do the right things to ensure that our kids are allowed this opportunity. So I want you to make sure to pay attention down here. I trust you guys. I think you guys are some great parents, but I know that this whole mask thing and social distancing thing can really rub people the wrong way. I got to tell you, if you're not following the instructions, they're just gonna boot you because, and that's really per my permission, like because I don't want the actions of adults to ruin the opportunity for young men, and that's what this is about. So whether it's you or your brother or your uncle or your grandparents or your parents or whoever's going to be there at the game, let's just make sure we're doing things the right way because we don't want some selfish actions to be the reasons why we can't play football in 2020. And I promise you, there are still people to this day, right now, actively trying to shut down fall sports. The Jefferson County Board of Education, board members, administrators, you name it. There are politicians. There are people that want to shut us down. We can't provide them with that reason. Okay, so let's make sure that we're following protocol. We'll talk a little bit about that real quick. I let you all know last week what the process would be. Here is that fan voucher. What I'm going to tell you we're going to do is I'm going to talk about this with the players on Monday. I'm going to ask the players to let me know how many vouchers they need, no more than 4 per player, and they're going to let us know on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, this is when it's going to go home. That'll give you from Tuesday night until Friday game time to have this thing completed and brought back. It's on a carbon copy paper. It can't be copied. This is something that's specifically just for Fern Creek, and we only have enough copies for the 240. 60 players times four vouchers apiece gives you 240 vouchers. So that has to be done. No matter if you buy a ticket or not, just because you purchase a ticket does not mean that guarantees you interest in that game. You have to have this. This has to be there as well. It's ticket plus this. So the ticket that you buy is really only half the battle. This is the other half. Okay. With that being said, Coach Abell, I've got 5 kids and my grandparents live with us and everybody. This is a big family affair. We all want to come to the game. I understand that. We've been asked to keep it to 4 family members per kid. However, if let's say, for example, Johnny is only going to have his dad come to the game, that gives him 3 leftover vouchers. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having your son Jimmy ask Johnny, "Hey, can we have your extra 3 vouchers?" Okay, I don't know who's coming to the game. I don't know who's who. I can't. I have no idea. I'm asking you all to make sure that it's only families that are coming to this game, and I'm trusting you guys that you'll do the right thing. Okay, you'll still have to go online to buy the ticket. Coach Johnson's going to ask you guys to arrive early. We want our families there by 7 o'clock. Coach, why are you asking us to be there 30 minutes early? Well, remember, guys, there are 2 sets of people here. There's going to be the Fern Creek people and the Ballard people. We don't want you guys to miss any of the game. We want you there, and I can promise you, if you stand outside in a line 6 feet apart, starting at 7 o'clock, so you can wait to be screened to get in, that's going to take a good minute. And we don't want you guys to miss the first quarter. If we want anybody to miss, let Ballard's people miss the first quarter. Fern Creek people need to be in the stands so we can hear you guys cheering and supporting your kids. So let's make sure that we get that done too. Try your best to be there by 7 o'clock so you can avoid all that hassle. Last 2 things Coach Johnson wants me to remind you guys about. There will not be any concession stands for the first game. Please make plans accordingly. Maybe you guys are going to go out someplace real quick and grab a bite to eat before coming in. And then secondly, when you guys come up, when you guys get to the stadium, we're going to ask you guys to sit in pods within your family, okay? We don't want you guys spread out. We certainly don't want people all around the track. We want people where they need to be so we're spaced out and that we're following protocol. So whether it's you yourself or you're a pod of 4 or whatever the case is, we want people sitting in pods. We don't want to see large clusters of people, all right? As a reminder, here's that protocol that we talked about from last week. I will send out the link again sometime today. Update on the NFHS streaming network. We don't know much more about it except that, hey, it's supposed to be here by Friday. Once I know more, I'll send you guys the info. That way, if you don't want to come or can't come to the game, you can watch from home. I know the coaches did that with some of our opponents this weekend, since we weren't allowed to go to any of the games. We managed to watch some of the scrimmages and the games on NFHS. Last few things here. Players and fees, great job. Or player fees, rather, and insurance, great job so far. We still got some insurance money out there missing. It has to be paid by this Friday, since this Friday is the first game. So make sure you guys get that done. NTI 2.0 next. This Friday concludes the first 3 weeks of the semester. So Monday is our first official grade check. And just to review, I grade check on Monday. They have until the following Monday to get their stuff together before I decide to pull the plug on them the following week. Okay, it's a Monday to Monday deal. It's only Monday to Friday, but because of NTI and because these guys don't necessarily have complete total access to their teachers all the time, we wanted to be fair to all parties involved. That has to be done. We want guys to we have to make sure we're doing the right things academically. Okay. Schedule changes. One other thing, quick note I wanted to let you all know about. Because of COVID-19, referees in Kentucky are older guys, some retired coaches and players and things like that. And some of these guys fit into that at-risk category. So therefore, some have opted out, which means that there's somewhat of a referee shortage. Because of that, we've been asked to be flexible with our games. All right. I've requested that if we're going to move any game, that we get at least 2 weeks notice, but I can't guarantee that's going to happen. Just bear with us. If we're moving a game, it'll be moved to either a Thursday or a Saturday. Just bear with us, guys, and I promise you, I'll do my very best. As soon as I know, you'll know. All right. All right. Lastly, spirit wear and your mask t-shirts. All this stuff is coming to you this week. Got a text this morning. The spirit wear should be here this week. It'll be pre-packaged. It comes to me first, but it's got your name on it. So what I did last year is I just gave it to your players to give to you. But if your player is someone that can't remember to put on his head if it wasn't attached, maybe it's not a bad idea for you to come up and grab it whenever I make the announcement. Okay, guys, that's all, man. I know it's probably a little bit longer than I needed to go for a Monday. Hope is greater than fear. I choose hope. Let's beat those Ballard Bruins, baby. Go Tigers.